I started off in theater when I was in high school, so I actually skipped baseball tryouts. It was the final day in the baseball tryouts, and I walked by the auditorium, and I noticed that they were doing auditions for Little Abner, and something came over me, so I turned around, went in, and auditioned, and I did every production from then forth till I finished high school, joined the show choir. I was ready to go to LA, and then dropped off the face of the earth. Yeah, I didn't do anything related to theater or film for, I'd say, 19 years. Then I turned 40, and I decided I'm going to get headshots, I'm going to do some commercial work, and then film just sort of happened. Fernanda, who was a recent grad from Lindenwood, was the first film I did. And Make Believe is what's the name of it. It was super cool. I mean, she called, and I'd actually auditioned for it, but she didn't pick me. But the guy that was supposed to play the role backed out. So about 4 or 5 days before they were going to shoot, she called and asked if I'd do it. And I said, sure. And that was the first one. After that one, it's been a domino effect. I've done probably 25 student films, 4 feature films. I've been in 5 or 6 different commercials. Did some print work. So, yeah, and that was 3 years ago is when I actually started into the industry. You know, working with student projects kind of gives you an opportunity to indulge. You know, I think most of the students are open to suggestion, and they're excited to be more fulfilled by the project's completion, and so I got involved a lot with direction in the process of most of the films that I was in. But I did write and direct my own called Slipping Away, and that was totally, entirely me directing, and that was cool. A very different experience being on one side of the camera or the other. It's very different. More analytical, focused on thematics, and instead of, introspection and character and emotion. It's very different. New. It's called After Midnight. It's a sitcom about Ethan Steele's his name, and he is developing a talk show, and all that happens with the crew, the cast, his family life, and also guests, and it was just all of that intermingling to create some interesting comedy. I'm working with Keaton Treese, who was a Tony Award nominee, and he's helping with writing and direction. And we sat down, and he wrote some of it. We've written a treatment. We talk every day, so it's what's this, what's that. We're talking about marketing and fundraising. So it's always on my mind as I'm, progressing through the process, but keeping in mind, as you get involved, you get excited about the finality, like the climactic aspect versus all the work that it truly takes to put a project into process to fruition. So it's a lot more than anybody could ever imagine. So that part, I'm staying centered and focused so that it's not underdone or that we have time to reflect on what we do achieve, and then hopeful that down the road we can sell the sitcom to a network. That's the goal. Okay. I would say don't sacrifice, don't shatter your dreams based on what people think of your work. Be creative, be edgy, be something fresh. Don't forget that you need to pay the bills. That's important. But also don't sacrifice your dream based on what other people think of you or of your work. Yeah, go for it. Don't give up. I mean, it's a journey. So, and people are always so worried about, especially in this industry, is fame and fortune and notoriety. And the Buddhist, with respect to the Buddhist perspective on life, is not where you end up, it's the journey. So the beautiful thing in anything that you decide to do, whether it's film or whether it's any other professional or any other type of profession, I would say, enjoy the journey. That's it.